Community Health Councils is a nonprofit powerhouse whose research, funded by the Center for Disease Control, is going to be used as a weapon for change in the grocery and food business in LA. Here with us now is MIA's supervisor, Gwendolyn Flynn, an LA business leader to be reckoned with. Gwendolyn is the policy director of Community Health Councils in South Los Angeles. Gwendolyn, thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you for having us, Sharon. It's wonderful to be here. That description of us as a powerhouse is something that I don't think we've really looked at ourselves as being.
Well, you are a powerhouse, and I've been in your boardroom. I was there with Mia, and in an earlier show, I had been in the boardroom of Eli Broad, the billionaire Eli Broad.
Yes.
And I was struck when I went to your offices that your boardroom was just, your board table was just as long. Obviously, there's a lot of people very seriously talking about the business of food in LA.
Yeah, we work in collaboratives as an organization. We believe that we don't necessarily have all of the answers, and so it's important for us to get all of the stakeholders that have some say about what should happen in terms of resources in our community around the table. And so we operate as a business, and we make sure that we have all of the players who need to be in the room to make decisions about what's going to happen to make improvements in our area, and that we can accommodate those individuals. And so we do see ourselves as we're a nonprofit, but we operate very much as any business would.
And you're dealing with for-profit businesses. You're dealing with grocery stores. You're dealing with restaurants. You're dealing with a lot of fast food chains, major corporations. What is it going to take to get these businesses to supply the kind of foods that keep South LA healthy and keep the healthcare costs down in your region?
You know, I think that's a really good question, and that's something that we have worked with and kind of struggled with. But it's important for the retailers, the food retailers, to understand not only what the needs are in terms of health, but what is really available to them in the way of economics by serving the South Los Angeles community, which has been virtually, I think, ignored for the past at least 15 or 20 years.
So how do you keep them from, you're going to make a lot more money selling Big Macs and French fries and Cokes. How do you get the fast food chains to want to serve healthy foods?
I think we need to help them understand that, yes, there is a market for those folk who are interested in the hamburgers and the fries, and that they have the making, some money in that way, in that market. But there's also another side of that, and that there are consumers out there who end up leaving our community because they don't have access to that in their own neighborhoods. Those who have the ability to and have the transportation to go outside of the community to some of our adjacent areas, neighborhoods, they will go there to find the healthier choices, the fresh produce.
So how do you get your supermarkets to get with the times and start seeing that there's profit in healthy food?
We have to show them. We have to kind of change their perception of what's going on there. I mentioned that there are people who have the ability to leave the community will do so. We learned through a study that was commissioned, I think, by the Community Redevelopment Agency, that there's at least $400 million that leaves the South Los Angeles community.
It's a lot of money to lose. A lot of money to lose.
Yes, because folks don't have what they want and what they need in their own neighborhood, so they have to go elsewhere. $400 million is nothing to sneeze at. We've also recently, in some recent reports, learned that one of the major supermarkets, one of the big three supermarkets that are located in our community, have reported that the store that they, as part of their chain that serves South Los Angeles, is one of their highest producing stores in all of their chains in the region.
How much money they make?
It's how much money that they're making over and above some of the other communities in which they serve. That South Los Angeles store has the highest productivity.
Well, one of the things that Mia was talking about is, first of all, the idea that this is poverty is ridiculous because there are people at all income levels who live in South LA, all income levels. And secondly, that though with all of you that work there, and many of you very well educated, a great workforce there's not that many places to sit down and eat lunch where you have healthy choices and you can spend your money.
It's unfortunate. For those who don't have the transportation, who don't have access to leave their community, they're really stuck with the limited options, and all we're talking about is expansion of those options. For those who do have the wherewithal to leave the community and who may even, in fact, work outside of the community, usually have to go to restaurants or have to go to supermarkets that are closer to where they work in order to have access to the fresh produce and the other healthy choices that they might want. They have to bring that into the community because they don't have it in their neighborhoods, and it's really unfortunate. I would think that the business community would want to see, and this is what we're trying to help them to see, that there's a whole other market here. There's an underground economy that they may not even be aware of, and so we want to, and that's why we want to bring them to the table to be able to present them with this data and information. So it's not just anecdotal information. We do have some data that we can share with them to show them that there are opportunities for business growth here. And all they need to do is kind of change their perception of what's going on in South Los Angeles.
And so you're the catalyst for that. Let's help them see the business opportunities that are right in front of their face.
Absolutely. We bring the retailers to the table, consumers, so that they can hear directly from consumers. For those who are in decision-making positions in our government, so in our different departments, our city planners, our community redevelopment agencies, some of our elected officials, everybody at the table to talk about what the possibilities are that exist here and how South Los Angeles is an economically viable community that seems to have been overlooked.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you so much, Gwen, for being with us on LA Business Today. Very informative, and I know that you and the people you're working with are going to make LA a better place to live and help the business there.
Thank you so much, Sharon. It was so wonderful to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.